Good morning, YouTube. I'm here to talk about Empire. Came out last night. So let's start. Okay, so this show, Empire season four. Empire season three, episode four. Okay, so the scene opens with Lucius and Andre are in a limousine going through the ghetto. So where they're going is to Shine's studio. So Shine is not only a record producer, but he's also a drug dealer. So we find out a little bit, uh, kind of like the scene out of New Jack City, where these women are all in the room naked, bagging the dope and counting the money. There's a scene like that in this episode. So apparently he's a pretty big drug dealer also, which would explain where he knows Cookie and Lucius from. Okay, so it starts off. They're going into the studio, recording studio. Nessa is up in the studio. She's performing or she's recording, and they show us right away that Andre is interested in her now. We've already seen that Akeem was interested in her, but now it's very obvious that Akeem likes her. Okay, so Shine is such a disagreeable asshole. What he wanted when he came to Lucius was this recording contract for this girl, Nessa. Now, we find out in this episode that Nessa is not actually his sister. There was some confusion. I think I talked about it last week, where at first he was saying that she was his niece. Then he said she was his sister. Well, it turns out that she's not either one. Apparently, uh, the big wig with this drug company he runs was her brother. And he left his company, his business, his drug business, and the care of his sister in the hands of this dude, Shine. So that's why he grabbing her by the throat last week, apparently, because there's no blood relation. But Lucius wants to sign this, her sign with his company. He opens a curtain and he's got every gangster drug dealer in town in a back room. They're very quiet gangsters though, but I guess Shine does all the talking. So he's telling them that there's going to be a bidding war. Best offer gets the girl. So Lucius came there thinking he was just coming there to sign her, but apparently he's got all of the producers in town, or a lot of the producers, hip hop producers in town, there, and they have to vie for her contract. Okay, okay. So let's talk about Cookie for a minute. Cookies. She's been invited on a date with Angelo. You know, Angelo's the guy who is congressman. It turns out he's put in his bid for run for mayor. So he's kind of a big. I mean, New York City is the biggest city in the United States. So he's running for mayor in New York City. He's going to be. Lucius just mentions that he's putting his bid to run for mayor. So he's an ambitious man. But he's invited her on a date. She goes and she's trying. Cookies. She's getting ready for this big date of hers, right? He's going to take her to some event. He's not real clear about what the event is, but it's actually to see an opera singer. So she is in her closet and she is trying on these outfits. Now I'm so happy. I am so relieved because she's tried on conf, uh, this outfit. It reminds me of Wilma Flintstone. You know how Wilma used to wear the dresses with the cut off at the bottom. You know, she had a Wilma Flintstone, but only it's got what do you call this stuff when you write all over stuff? Anyway, this bright print Wilma Flintstone. It's horrible. A lot of I don't like the styling this season. I liked it better last season. I liked the music better last season with Timberland, and I can see a distinct difference between music last season and this season. I don't like it as much, even though each episode seems to have at least one good song, and they've got a great mix they do with opera hip hop in this episode. So there are a couple of decent songs in this, but I liked it better last season. And they have definitely got a different stylist because some of these outfits and this stuff that Portia is wearing, I don't know what TV series are done with by committee. They've got these hundreds of people working on the show. They need to get the stylist back, and they need to get. Although I wasn't all that wild about some of her stuff last season, it was very dramatic. That outfit she gives, she was just anyway. So her and Portia, I don't like the styling, but she goes to this event. Now she goes to the event. She decides on this red dress, miniskirt, not too short, but it's a short dress. And when they go to this event, the event is a formal event for this opera singer. So they got all these bougie black folks in here, and they're all in gowns. I mean, there are white people there too, but they're all in gowns, and they're going to see this African American female opera singer. And I forget the name. I'm sure I'll bastardize the pronunciation of the name. Lobiem, I think it's called. Some classic opera. So Cookie's there, and she's kind of taking an interest. She's first of all, she's humiliated because she's inappropriately dressed. Everyone is in formal gowns and tux. She's the only one in this bright red dress, and red is always the contrast. Whenever they want to show a whore or a hooker coming into some environment like that, they always put her in red. So I guess red is the stark opposite. And so she's watching this opera singer, and she's asking him quietly during the performance what this thing is about, and he says that it's about a woman, two men fighting over a woman. It's affections. So she actually seems to like this opera singer. I mean, this is real opera, but they'll show us a little bit later in the episode what she does with that. You know, she is a producer, and she tends to pull things out of the air for ideas. So she's in the bathroom and in one of the stalls, kind of having a little mini breakdown about being there, being so inappropriately dressed and being around all these fancy people. And two of these women, these black women, come into the restroom. Now they're out in the restroom talking about how in the hell, what is wrong with is his name Angelo? Angelo for bringing that hoochie up in here with the prison record and all this. They talk about her like a dog, and she hears them. Okay, so she comes out and she puts on her cookie persona and tells them that she's about to kick their ass. Unfortunately, she doesn't kick their ass though. I can totally see her going over and slap one of them. She kind of threatens them and then pops her finger in their face in a threatening sort of way. But she does not slap anybody. No one is hurt. No one's injured in that restroom. And then she comes out of the restroom kind of deal. Let me see. They're shaking in their boots, of course. They were fearful, and they should be fearful. Something like that come out the bathroom stall, honey. That's what I'm talking about. I'd be scared, fearful too. Okay, so they flashback. Okay, okay. So the first flashback, they're doing flashbacks this season. First flashback, they're showing us when she was a young girl, and first time we seen her father. So her father, she's with her boyfriend, which is like this guy, Angelo, who she's contemplating dating now. That was the kind of boyfriend she had before she met Lucius. So father pulls up, and the father likes this guy. That's the kind of guy he wants to see her with. He's a gentleman, you know. And then they show a scene where, and he's calling Lucius Lucifer Lucifer Lion. Lucifer Lion, the drug dealer, and he don't want her nowhere near him. She's defiant, of course. She just likes this boy Lucius. That's the first flashback. I think there's 3 in this episode. Okay, what happens next? Uh, okay, so as I said, she was checking out this music and this opera singer. It wasn't an opera; it was a single woman singing opera. So she takes this woman and invites her to record. We see this big set. She's making this video of of Tiana. You know what? Let me speak on this. I think they could have did a better job if they wanted a character like Rihanna. They shouldn't have named her Tiana. That's just too close for comfort for me. They could have called her anything. It's like you have a character that you want to kind of say that they're sort of like Michael Jackson, so you call him Michael Braxton or something like that. They could have just come up with another name. But the character is like a Rihanna. Her name is Tiana. Okay, so they show this opera singer on top of this big lift singing this opera song about these two men fighting over her. And then at some point, Rihanna, she's on the bottom. She's in this Catwoman, black leather Catwoman type of fitting suit, leather or rubber type fitting suit. And she's doing this hip hop song mixed in with the opera song. It's very good. It's very good. Like that. There was it reminds me of a movie. What was that movie with Chris Rock? Was doing this thing, and she turns into this other hip hop type song. Well, this is what happens here, and it's very good. This is a well done song. So everyone's around there. They see that she's got herself another hit. Uh, Lucius comes in, of course. Now he has this big conversation with Angelo, and telling. So he's going to tell Angelo this story now about. Oh, Angelo's sitting there with Cookie. She gets Lucius says something that pisses her off. She gets up and walks away. So now it's Angelo and Lucius. So Lucius, he says about how what a wonderful woman she is. No, Angelo says that. So Lucius said, "You know how she got the name Cookie?" So we get flashback number 2. Now this is history repeating itself because Angelo is like this guy she used to go with when she met Lucius. He was a conservative guy, kind of guy like that, and Lucius, they were at a party. Lucius was doing his rap at this thing. The guy, her boyfriend, shows up. This is when they're teenagers now. The boyfriend shows up and said and Lucius asked him, "What are you here for?" And he says, "I'm here for my girl." And then Lucius invites him outside. She said, "Oh no, don't hurt him." She said, "No, I just want to talk to him." So they take him out in the back of this warehouse type building. We're having this party, and they kick his ass. They beat him up, and he literally takes Cookie from him. And he comes back and he tells them that from now on, her name is Cookie. So Lucius gave her the name Cookie because you're my cookie kind of thing. Anyway, so that's flashback number 2. Okay, she did it. Flashback one. She got Cookie. All right, so let's talk about Lucius now. Lucius, the first scene with Lucius. Is going off on. That's not the first scene with him, but Lucius early on is going off on Becky for not signing this girl Nessa, which is Vanessa, for not signing her and sealing the deal. Because now she got to be in this bidding war. He's got to try to get the contract from all these other dudes that will be competing for her. So he's blaming her. And she's saying, well, that's not my job. I don't have the authority to do anything about that. You didn't make me the head of A&R. So there's no one in charge of it. Cookie walks in and says, she's telling the truth. Uh, it wasn't her responsibility to sign her, and she didn't have the power to sign her, even if it was, even if she wanted to. And so at this time, she drops that Becky didn't get the job, and they have hired someone else for A&R. So we don't get to see. I mean, we see obviously that Becky wanted the job. She kind of standing to the side, but there's no scene that kind of explain where she's at this point or how disappointed she is. Remember, her boyfriend wanted her to leave Empire because they wouldn't offer the job, and now she was hopeful that they would, and they didn't. They hired this white guy who's kind of a hip hop type white guy. He's got a black girlfriend, and he kind of talks the talk. Anyway, so now they got this new character. I'm not sure of his name. They might have mentioned it once, but I guess he's going to be a part of the cast now also. All right, what else did Lucius do? Okay, so Lucius is talking with Andre, and he's telling Andre that they need to get this contract, to get this deal sealed with this girl, Nessa. And he's giving him the responsibility to do that. Akeem walks in, he said, no, I can do it. I have a plan, kind of thing. So Andre said, well, why don't we both do it? So now they talk him into allowing them both to secure this contract with this girl and sign her, Nessa. First thing happens is at some party. There's a lot of parties episode, but some gathering. Okay, so Akeem has invited Shine. Oh, voice is gone. Akeem has invited Shine to his house with his party, right? While they're trying to woo Nessa and sign her. Okay. So Lucius is giving. I can't do this. Can't hit the clanking when you're trying to talk. I don't talk that well anyway. Can't have no interference. All right, so Akeem has invited me to their house, and Lucius has given them a total of $2.5 million they can offer this girl for this contract. There's a couple of different things on signing that she'll get a 1.5 million and so forth. But anyway, so he tells Shine asks him what the offer is. He said, I don't have any contracts with me. I didn't come prepared for that. Shine says, just write it on a napkin. It's legally binding if I accept it. I'll sign it right now. And so Akeem writes down on his napkin $2.5 million. And this asshole Shine takes some cell phone and broadcasts all over Times Square, all through social media, the offer, $2.5 million. He's telling all the other producers, you're going to have to come at least this strong. You're not supposed to let them know. They're not supposed to know what the other offer is. But he done broadcasted it to the world. So Akeem is behind him. No, man, no. Yo, give me that back. Give me that back. Because he done fucked up now. Shine and played him. And now after he done showed the world what the offer is, and he knows his dad's going to be hot, he announces, okay, thank you. And thank you for your hospitality and goodbye. So he takes off. So the next thing now, it's time for Andre to make his play. So now Andre likes the girl, right? And his wife's only, I don't know how long she's been dead, but it hasn't been that long. I mean, we have to go back the episode. So we're in episode 3 episodes ago. She died. So now he's about to make love with this girl. They start making out. He does want this contract, but he's also attracted to her. They start making out. He's on top of her, and at some point he says, I can't. He starts sweating. He's had more of his little attacks. And she says, I understand you just lost your wife. And so at this point, the other Stark shows up again, Miss Rhonda. So, he's been having these visions of Rhonda since she passed away. So she's saying, yeah, you can do it. Go ahead, do it. Rhonda always was a freak. She's always had him by the nuts as far as sex. So now she got him again, even in death. So now him and the girl Nessa, which is actually Vanessa, and Rhonda are having a 3-way on the desk. So he starts making love with Nessa, and she is on his back, guiding the way, releasing him. So there's a sexual three-way between him, her, and the ghost. Okay. All right. And so this boy, Shine, finds out about this encounter. Now, I'm sure he doesn't know about the sex. If he knew about they were having sex, you see how sensitive he is. If somebody just looked at him, he'd knock their teeth out. So he would just take him out immediately. But he does pay him a visit. Now, Lucius and Andre are in, I guess, Lucius' office. There's a bang at the door, opens it, and Shine comes into Lucius' office. And first thing he does is lay. Well, he's not out like he usually knocks people out, but he hits Andre in the mouth. Andre said, "Don't worry about this, Dad. I got this." So he takes off his jacket and he whoops Shine's ass. Andre's a big masculine man himself. I mean, he might be a gentle spirit, but he's a very masculine man. He's got guns on him. He knocks him out on the floor, and Lucius goes over. He sees an opportunity, and Lucius throws him the contract. Says, "Sign it." Throw it on him while he's on the ground. Shine spits on the contract. "Fuck you," kind of thing. And Lucius gets his gun up. He gets his gun, and he kicks the contract over to Shine while he's on the ground, all bloodied up in the mouth. And he said, "You saw The Godfather. Remember how the Corleone had him sign it or spill your brains on it?" So then he signs it. There's not a lot of talk after he pulls the gun on him, because in their world they're serious. They're about to blow each other out. He would kill him. They don't take guns passively there. And so I don't forget who pulls the gun first, but Shine pulls his gun too. Oh, no. Okay. So Shine pulls his gun after he signs it on Andre. He points his gun at Andre, and Lucius has this signature bat, some famous baseball player's bat that he has there on the counter. It's like a decoration kind of thing. See, they paid $2.5 million for it, so I guess it's some big baseball player's bat. And hit Shine I think in the kneecaps. Anyway, they ended up with the upper hand on that, and we leave the scene just like that. Because then Lucius pulls his gun. I forget how that went down exactly, all the gun pulling, but they both have guns. Hits him with the bat, and he ends up signing that contract. Okay. Okay. Freda Gatz. We're gonna move away for a minute and talk about Jamal. So Jamal goes and sees this girl, Freda Gatz. He has this thing about Freda Gatz in the situation she's found herself in. So he goes back to the jail. That guy who there seems to be a little bit of, I don't know, I'm just adding it in there, but it seems to be some kind of sexual energy between Jamal and the guy who's running the PTSD group. They seem just being some energy there. I don't know if it's only in my imaginings or not. But this guy's helping Jamal. So he went to the jail with him. Now they take a lot of creative liberties with this jail thing. I don't know if you can just bring your group leader into the visiting room, then one leave, the other one comes. I mean, I guess it doesn't make any difference. So he goes there and he's just kind of pumping Jamal up for this other visit. Last time he had a visit, he tried to visit her. He had an attack, couldn't see her, or backing away from her and all this kind of stuff. He got scared of her. This time, after he talks to him at the table, the guy gets up and leaves, the army guy, service guy. he gets up and leaves Jamal there to meet with Freda. They beat Freda out, and she looks like she's been in her. She's been in a dog fight. Her face is so not just a human fight, but a dog fight because she has these huge scratches all across her face, and her one eye is closed, and somebody beat the shit out of her. Okay, and she's saying that she got jumped on because he had a following there in jail, and so Jamal makes it his business now to try to do something for this girl. And so he comes up with his plan. The next time we see them together, we see well, she says that I deserve this because of what I did to you, kind of thing. But the next time we see them, they're in the prosecutor's office, in the judge's chamber. They're in the judge's chamber with Jamal and two attorneys, and they're trying to get Freda out. Someone tells her that if she has mental health history, they're going to plead temporary insanity and try to get this girl out. So they say that she has mental health challenges. At the time that she shot him, she was taking pills with alcohol, and it was an accident. It wasn't supposed to happen. And then Jamal, he asked the judge to speak, and he makes his plea for her to get out as well, saying that the Lions had done this to her, kind of thing. Anyway, what he agrees to is bail. He agrees to release the girl. The case is not over, but he releases her on bail. So Freda Gatz is getting out of jail. It works. A couple scenes later, Jamal is a scene with Lucius and Jamal, and Lucius is telling him that he was proud of him for going on there and playing this insanity card and getting her out of jail. And as it turns out, Lucius is the one who set up her getting beat up. But the other twist is, okay, so Lucius had these people in jail jump on Freda Gatz. But there's a second twist there is she was in on it. So she agreed to take that beating because that's the only way they could get her out. So they played Jamal. They played him. I don't know how they could guess all the moves that were happening after that, or how the situation would end up what it was. But Lucius is saying that they had set this up for her to get out. The only way they could get her to get out of there was for things to go down the way they did. So he feels played, but he doesn't pursue that though, because there's no more discussion of that for the rest of the group. They go into other things, But anyway, there was an old movie, Charles Lawton, called "Witness for the Prosecution." And that scene when he says that reminds me of that, when this woman was. They had set up this elaborate scheme to get her off of this murder charge. So it might have been borrowed from there, or just coincidence. Anyway, it's a good scene. Okay. So she was in on it. All right. So Andre agrees to meet with her about the signing. So I guess I already talked about them making love and so forth. When that scene's, so we're now at the scene where those two are making love. Well, he goes there. She's working in this place, and they got these naked girls in there, and they're all counting money. So he makes his last effort to try to get this girl to sign, and she does sign. So I think I already covered what happened with them. They make love. They had the three-way with the ghost. She signs. Okay, and Lucius. Oh, I told him I'm all out of order here because I've already talked about Shine approaching them, getting his ass kicked. Okay, so all right. So with Jamal, just there's a moment where Angelo and Jamal connect. Jamal, he kind of likes this guy, and he's giving Angelo the advice that he did about how to get at his mother, because she's got an attitude with him now for taking her to this thing. So they just have a moment together, and he tells him, maybe you shouldn't be wearing a shirt and tie every time you see her. So he comes with his little hipper little outfit on, a little sweater. No big deal, but Jamal likes him. Okay, so Jamal is hooked on these pain medications. Now, at this point, I don't know if that is pain medication or anxiety medication, but he's hooked on these pills. Every time he's having something happen or some dramatic scene, he's always taking these pills, and he's taking them with alcohol. So as the guy is leaving, they've had another discussion. There's no direct sexual energy there. It's just the fact that they're both attractive men, and the guy seems very sympathetic to Jamal. I mean, he's going way out of his way to help him, because that's not. I mean, they don't assign. He wasn't assigned to help him from the group. He's just a leader of the group. Anyway, he's leaving Jamal's apartment, and he sees Jamal take these pills and chasing him with alcohol. And he says, "You shouldn't be doing that." And so Jamal takes it out of his mouth. Yes, Daddy. Takes a pill out of his mouth. So as soon as the boy walks out, he opens it up, takes more of the pills, and he chases it with alcohol. So obviously we're gonna have a big problem with Jamal and these pills. Probably not pain pills at this point. Probably anxiety type medication, some kind of psych med. Either way, shouldn't be taken with that. All right, now Shine is not taking his ass whooping lightly. Plus, they done signed his girl now, who is his big hope for the future. They done punked him. He's not taking it lightly. So the last scene, we see him getting his guns together, and I mean he's getting an arsenal together with these other guerrillas, these other gangsters, saying how assault against me is assault against all of us, and they gonna go and see Andre and Lucius Lyon. So that's pretty much where it ends. I think I covered pretty much all of it. Okay, that's what happened. He's going to war. So obviously, like I said, from the very first moment that I saw Shine, I knew he was going to have to not be beat up. He'd have to be killed. That's the only way you deal with somebody like that. So now they're going to war. Shine, his eyes closed too. They were closing eyes in this episode. All right, so it looks like Lee Daniels. You wonder what? So for me, I think all of these shows would be better if the creator, the writer. I mean, obviously the writer doesn't generally write every episode. A lot of times the writer, the initial writer, the creator will do the pilot, and then he'll do a few episodes kind of thing. So I don't know that Lee Daniels is even writing these episodes. Because they have several different producers. When they do the after shows, they have several producers, several writers. I guess they have whole committees of writers doing them, which is not unusual. But you wonder, why would the person you want them to stay in there? They give us that original blood, that passion. But they do other things. So apparently Lee Daniels is about to come up with another series, what we've seen in December. And the new series is called Star. So I guess that would explain where he's at. Star. And I see Lenny Kravitz is going to be in it. I don't know if he's going to be a regular or just in the pilot episode, about 3 women singers. So we can look forward to that. And that's it. That's Empire's episode, season 3, episode 4. Okay, let me take a break, drink some water, and then I'll try to come back here and do Queen Sugar later.